So you guys are trying to figure out which card is better, the Chase Freedom Flex or the Chase Freedom Unlimited. Well, in today's video, we're going to be doing a full review comparing both of these cards. And by the end of this video, you guys will know which card is the best for you. So first, getting right into the cashback rewards. With the Chase Freedom Flex, you will earn 5% cash back on rotating categories up to $1,500 in purchases. And here's the 5% cash back quarterly calendar for 2024. From January to March, you would earn 5% cash back on grocery stores, fitness clubs, gym memberships, and self-care spa services. From April to June, you were to earn 5% cash back on Amazon, hotels, and restaurants. At the time of this recording, from July to September, you will earn 5% cash back on gas stations, EV charging stations, live entertainment, and movie theaters. Then from October to December, as you can see, the 5% cash back category hasn't been announced yet, but as we get closer to the date, it will be revealed. My only disclaimer that comes with earning 5% cash back on these categories is that you activate these categories through the Chase app. If you don't activate it every quarter, you will not be earning 5% cash back even though you're making purchases within those categories. Next, you will earn 5% cash back on travel booked through the Chase Ultimate Rewards travel portal. If you guys don't know, Chase has its own travel portal where you can book flights, hotels, car rental, cruises, and activities. Next, you will earn 3% cash back on drugstore purchases. Next, you will earn 3% cash back on dining. This will include restaurants, takeout, and delivery services. And lastly, you will earn 1% cash back on all other purchases. And this card does come with a welcome bonus. If you spend $500 within your first 3 months of having this card, you will earn $200 in cash back. Now, if we were to compare this to the Chase Freedom Unlimited, you will earn 5% cash back on travel booked through the Chase travel portal. Next, you will earn 3% cash back on dining and drugstore purchases. And lastly, you will earn a unlimited 1.5% cash back on all other purchases. And this card does come with a welcome bonus. On your first $20,000 spent within your first year of having this card, you will earn an additional 1.5% cash back on all spending categories. This means you will earn 4.5% cash back instead of 3% on dining, 4.5% cash back on drugstore purchases instead of 3%, 6.5% cash back on travel booked through the Chase travel portal instead of 5%, and 3% cash back on all other purchases instead of 1.5% cash back. So you can earn up to $300 in cash back within your first year of having this card. After all that, all of your spending categories will revert back to their original cashback rewards. Now, getting right into the cardholder benefits that comes with having each of these cards. With the Chase Freedom Flex, you will have a 0% interest rate promotion for your first 15 months of having this card. Next, this card will have no annual fee, but there is a foreign transaction fee of 3%. Next, you will get Chase's purchase protection that will cover new purchases for 120 days against damages or theft, up to $500 per claim and up to $50,000 per account. Next, you will get Chase's trip cancellation insurance. Chase will reimburse you on prepaid non-refundable passenger fares up to $1,500 per person and up to $6,000 per trip. This will cover you in the case your trip gets canceled or cut short by sicknesses or severe weather. Next, you will get Chase's rental collision damage waiver, which will act as a secondary coverage for your car rental insurance to protect you against damages due to theft or collision. This will cover most rental cars except for high-end luxury cars. And lastly, you will get Chase's mobile phone protection. This cell phone protection will protect you up to $800 per claim and up to $1,000 per year in cell phone protection against theft or damages whenever you pay your monthly cell phone bill with your Chase Freedom Flex card. Now, when we compare this to the Chase Freedom Unlimited, you will get all of the same benefits as the Chase Freedom Flex. You will have a 0% interest rate promotion for all purchases and balance transfers for your first 15 months of having this card. You will get purchase protection, trip cancellation insurance, auto collision damage waiver, and Chase's cell phone protection. And just like the Chase Freedom Flex, this card will have no annual fee, but does have a foreign transaction fee of 3%. Now, if you guys are interested in signing up for either one of these cards, I will leave a link pinned down in the comment section below for you guys to sign up. Keep in mind, I do earn a referral fee if you do sign up for either one of these cards. And if you guys have any personal questions that you would like to ask me, feel free to text me. I will leave a link to my phone number pinned down in the comment section below. Now, when it comes to getting approved for either one of these credit cards, there are a few things you want to be aware of so you don't get rejected. And one of those things are the Chase 5 524 rule. The Chase 524 rule is if you open 5 or more personal credit cards within the past 24 months, you will automatically be denied for any other new Chase credit card. So if you know you're someone who has applied for multiple credit cards within the past 2 years, make sure you check your personal credit report before you apply. And if you're looking for the highest accuracy when it comes to checking your credit score, I recommend using MyFICO. MyFICO is by far the best and most accurate credit monitoring service on the market right now. And if you guys don't know, credit card companies, banks, dealerships, mortgage companies, insurance companies all operate under the FICO scoring system, which is the most widely used scoring system when it comes to checking credit reports. So it only makes sense to use the same company as these institutions are going to use to pull your credit. But keep in mind, this isn't a service that I pay for every month. This is a service that I usually pay for a couple months until I get approved for my credit card. Then after that, I would usually put this account on freeze for like 6 months. Then every 6 months, I will occasionally check my credit score. Now, the next thing you want to be aware of when it comes to getting approved for this credit card is your credit score. To get approved for the Chase Freedom Flex or the Chase Freedom Unlimited, you will need to have a credit score of 670 or higher. And Chase is well known for using Experian with the FICO scoring system when it comes to pulling credit reports. Now, taking a look at the application for the Chase Freedom Flex and the Chase Freedom Unlimited, both applications are very similar. So you're gonna put in your personal information. This will include your first name, last name, date of birth, your mother's maiden name, and your social security number. Next, you will put in your home address and your contact information. And lastly, you will put in your financial information. This will include your residence type, your employment status, and your total gross annual income. And before you submit your application, you will have the opportunity to add someone as an authorized user. An authorized user is someone who gains permission or access to use your credit card. This is great if you want to help a family or a family friend build their credit history. Just keep in mind, whatever you spend on this card will show on their credit report. So make sure you always make your payments on time and pay them in full, just so you don't ruin their credit report. And on the application, before you hit submit, you will have the option to do a balance transfer. So if you have any other debts on any other credit cards that you want to bring onto one credit card, you can do that before you apply. However, I don't recommend to do that, just because if you do a balance transfer before you apply for a credit card, I believe that you increase your chances of getting rejected. So if you're someone who's planning on doing a balance transfer when you get this card, I recommend applying for this card first and getting approved. Then you can go and do your balance transfer. After all that is done, you can check the box for terms and services and hit submit. And within a few seconds, Chase will decide whether you're approved for this credit card. Overall, if we take a look at these credit cards side by side, we can see that these cards are almost identical. The only difference between the Chase Freedom Flex and the Chase Freedom Unlimited is really the 5% cashback rotating categories that you get with the Chase Freedom Flex versus the unlimited 1.5% cashback with the Chase Freedom Unlimited. If you're someone who's committed to keeping track of the rotating categories that comes with the Chase Freedom Flex card, you will earn more in cash back. For example, with the Chase Freedom Flex card, if you were to max out each rotating category, which does have a spending limit of $1,500 each quarter, by the end of the year, you would have earned $300 in cash back. And if we were to compare that to the Chase Freedom Unlimited, if you were to spend $1,500 each quarter, by the end of the year, you would have only earned $90 in cash back. So as you can see, with the Chase Freedom Flex, you can earn way more in cash back rewards, but I do have to clarify that's only if you keep up with the rotating categories. So if you know you're someone who's not going to be trying to keep up with the rotating categories, the Chase Freedom Unlimited will be the better option for you. But at the end of the day, the numbers don't lie. The Chase Freedom Flex is the better card. Click right here to watch.